So, been finally waiting to share this with you. We're finally in new Logic.
We are.
How are you feeling?
Welcome.
Really good.
Yeah, really good.
So this has been a substantial work in progress for many weeks. We're still moving in, really.
Yeah,
aren't we?
very at the early stages of moving in. Been here a couple of weeks now, but we're operational, but we're integrating as week on week.
It's dusty.
It's dusty.
There's things
it's a little
hanging
bit
around.
messy.
We are weeks out still.
Yeah, a
but
few weeks out from
we've had a new
open.
floor installed. We've had all of the new equipment in the back, all of the tool sets.
Yeah.
Everything's in place to do this properly. But we thought we'd start at the beginning, with
again.
the car that sort of kicked it all off. So for those of you who don't know, and you might have seen this car on the previous video, was us doing peeling the paint off.
Yeah.
So Logic, if you're just tuning in now, is a company that specializes in removable paint. So it goes on as a liquid, as real paint, and comes off as if it were a wrap.
Essentially, like the principle of between Logic paint and a wrap are the same, but they're completely different products. One's paint, one's plastic vinyl, a sticker, and ours is actual paint.
And we say it's paint, it's the same supplier that give to Ferrari, Porsche,
Yeah,
McLaren,
so essentially we
etc.
have the options to use all of the OEM brands manufactured paint. So we can use the paint that Porsche gets supplied with, we can use paint that Ferrari, Lamborghini, Bentley, Maserati, all of the brands, but we in-house, we use PPG, which is all the Italian brands, which is particularly Ferrari and Lamborghini.
Super cool.
Yeah.
So not only are we in new Logic, we're sort of gonna unfold the story over the next few weeks because we are 8 times the size of the previous place.
Yeah, easily.
Something like
yeah,
that.
Around about 8.
So through that big door over there, we have a nice garage, which will give you a peek into there because we've sort of hybrid the bunker garage. So all of our cars are through there and stored through there. This is the, what would you say, strip and fit base?
Yeah, this bit here is our strip and refit build base. So the car comes here throughout the process. At the second part of the process, the cars get taken apart, the parts be removed, and they go into the paint shop for painting, and the cars get refitted here. So a lot of time and effort was spent in this area here, because essentially this is one of the most important parts of the job, to make sure the utmost care is taken when removing these real beautiful cars.
So we're going to do a tease in the garage in a minute, and then we're going to save in there for the next episode because I don't want to give it all away at once.
No.
But the point of it is, and when I say we're starting where it started, this GT3 is the reason that we're here. Because this is the first car that we had done at Logic when you were in your old place. Long story short, Darren and I were so taken by what you'd achieved and the product you'd done and the result of the car that we ultimately ended up investing in
the business. This started the investment, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And now we're here.
Just a story from my part is that this car produced the investment, but what we hadn't done is removed it. So we'd invested blind almost.
Yeah.
Although you did
no. You did show me a panel because it was when camera showed me a panel of it coming off. Because going on's one part, but no one else seems to show you the coming off bit. And in my previous role in other industries similar to this in the PPF world, we've been asked to take this stuff off.
And you find it really difficult.
Well, I've never seen a process like this that comes off like a wrap.
So I think it was real important that we showed that process, not only to the audience, but to you. But now we're going to paint it again, and I'm so excited with what we're going to do. You've obviously now had the interior.
Yeah, so brand new interior, which is sort of guiding the direction of the exterior because Logic have done their proprietary carbon tinting. So if you're familiar with the interior of a GT3, this stuff's normally conventional black carbon, as is this stuff, and obviously on the central console, etc. And then we had a company called Penzo in collaboration with Logic do the interior. And now we're going to sort of almost do it in reverse. We've done the interior and now we're going to do the exterior to match that.
Correct.
If you tuned in for the previous video on this car, we signed off on San Marino Blue.
We did. Yeah.
But Logic's going to give a little bit of extra.
We're going to do something quite special to it. A bit of secret sauce, and just elevate the paint.
Make it pop a little bit more. Ultimately, we were really close to going like utterly wild on it. And I basically use this as my daily driver. And Cameron was like, what about Tiffany blue metallic? And I was like, what about at the traffic lights on a rainy Monday?
I really wanted the chroma flare, I really did. But then you went and did the orange interior and I thought, okay, we need to calm down a little bit.
So bright inside, chill outside, and then we're going to bring in some accents.
Ironically, behind us we've got a Porsche 997 GTS, which is very similar to San Marino. It's not exact colour, but it's very similar. So it's actually kind of like a physical render of what you think the colour's going to look like. I think it looks really pretty and really classy, and I think it suits it, but the GT3 is a little bit more aggressive, and also our paint's going to be a little bit more eccentric, pop a little bit more than this, so I think it'll really, really work with GT3, and we've got some special things installed for it, some little secret bits that you don't know about yet either, so yeah, it's going to be a journey again, and I'm so excited to show everyone, you know, where we're operating from.
So in this part, this is basically a third of the building. It's a 30,000 square foot facility, massive amount of extra work taking place in there. And then we're going to show you a big part of the reason that we're here is that on the journey of investing in Logic, we were ultimately looking for 2 premises, one for Logic and one for a new bunker garage, because we've moved out of the old place. And it quickly became apparent that it would make sense to amalgamate them and put them all into one space. Absolutely. So this is the very beginning of the bunker garage. This is where all of the JWW cars will be kept. We've got Darren Swire in here, which I hope he leaves here for a very long time because it makes the place look very pretty. But this, for us right now, we haven't done any work in here other than adding in the wash bay, which also is not complete yet.
Not completed yet. We're again at the early stages and not been in this building long, so but we've got the fundamentals so that we can actually operate as a business. The finishing touches are being added as we speak. So
That's it,
it's exciting.
Yeah, it is. So we always love hearing from you guys. This is a blank canvas, as you can see. If you've got some ideas as to how we might want to set dress this, we've got plenty. But genuinely, over the years, we've got some amazing ideas of things that we might not have thought about, because oftentimes when you're thinking about it too much, you can't see the wood for the trees, and these guys go, well, wouldn't this be an obvious idea? So as it happens, frustratingly right now, we don't have all of our cars here. The 355 is away for a very special project, which I'll update on you soon. The Evolution E-Type is currently having an engine upgrade. More on that soon. We reckon we can probably store about 20 cars here. Comfortably. Yeah. Anyone who might just be joining for the very first time, hello, welcome, thanks for joining. This GT4 RS is not a Porsche colour. So the beauty of Logic is that you can mix any paint you want or sample any paint you want. And this is actually a Lamborghini ad personam colour. And ad personam you can think of as on the optional extras list. It's like outside standard range. And this paint from Lambo would be about 10 grand-ish?
10 plus VAT at least minimum. I think it's actually more now, but it used to be 10,000 plus VAT just for the paint.
So this is not something that you could obviously order from Porsche, no. But they've been really cool about it. I mean, we're fairly close with the Porsche team over in Germany and in the UK, and it's gone down well, but outside in the sunlight, there's something about this finish. Just run through how many layers are involved in this car.
So essentially the car actually gets painted white first, so you paint the whole car white, which is, you know, quite special really, but then what we do then is add a transparent violet purple pearl that goes over the white. It's quite translucent, so you have to put around 15 coats of that.
15 coats?
15 coats of the purple pearl that goes over the white and allows it to be violet, purple, you know, all these represent these different shades, and then it gets coated with lacquer, so it's very, very thick, but it's also a really, really unique job. So it's, and what we did do in this process is that we added the GT4S logos. This is gloss aurum, but we matched the wheels. Yeah,
the wheels are satin aurum. We've taken that paint and applied it in the actual paint. It's not a sticker, actual paint. It's real paint.
So these aren't vinyls, these are actually hand painted in the car. And then what we also did is coated the exposed carbon fibre bonnet in liquid PPF, which is our other liquid product, which allows you to protect the car's original colour without changing it, and does exactly the same thing. So you've got Logic paint and liquid PPF.
Think of paint protection film with no seam, stitches or join lines. It's like the greatest thing ever.
Absolutely invisible. You would have multiple lines and edges and joins all along here where you haven't. So
on Senna it was a game changer, because Senna, the aero sculpture on Senna is so nuts that the amount of sort of join lines and individual pieces.
It can't be helped with a sticker vinyl. It can't be.
No, it can't do. So yeah, liquid PPF, super cool stuff. And now we're going to start our first car in our new building, which I think is quite a serendipitous story.
Very much so.
Later on in the journey, not today because it's a building site. Offices in here, we've also plugged in other companies from the bunker group. So we've got recruitment bunker in here and production bunker in here, Logic offices and an atelier suite, which is in the process of being built. So don't want to give it all away yet, but it's a cool time. It's really, really exciting.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
That 720S over there.
Instead of doing a fade, we've just gone for 2 different kind of blues, but done the middle center section in this concave bit. So the 720 almost has a circular shape just in the middle of the door. And what we did,
it's like a concave section here, isn't it?
Yeah, and what we did here is put beautiful blue, darker blue fleck to match the crystal blue paint that we actually mixed in-house and formulated in-house. So that isn't the colour that's available on the road. It's generated by a few different colours, but we added some experience to it to make it do what the customer wanted. So, and not only that, what we have done on this car in a big way, apologies it's not show ready, but we've done a lot of carbon fibre tinting.
Huge,
So
the entire wing.
There's a lot of carbon fibre
This
tinting.
single piece of carbon is all blue. It's
So
crazy.
there's a huge amount of carbon fibre tinting.
Wow.
What we actually did on the rear end here is a 765
Yeah.
conversion. So all of this has been tinted
Wow,
blue carbon fibre.
so cool.
So there'll be a lot more content on this car. It's just in the finishing stages as we speak, but that's very special. So
Awesome. And then we've just had in a delivery mileage, when I say delivery mileage, 20 miles just rolled off
20 miles
the truck.
direct from Porsche Centre, and that is going to go rock green metallic, which is PTS colour.
Wow.
The customer wasn't able to get PTS on this slot,
Yeah.
so bring it to Logic, PTS
And get
all day.
actual PTS paint.
But what it also does is it adds a layer of protection to the GT Silver. So you're essentially getting 3 different products in one. You're getting a protection for the current paint, you're getting a new colour, and then once we've applied Logic paint, you don't have to put PPF on because it's specially formulated as a proprietary mix, as James likes to say. A proprietary mix that allows the lacquer to be super flexible and super durable, so there's no additional PPF required. So essentially, really amazing value for money product.
My humble brag at the minute is we just completed a GT4 RS
Yes.
in a PTS Gold.
PTS Gold Bronze Metallic.
The customer decided to bring the car here before taking delivery of the car, like
exactly
this
like this
client
one, yeah.
has. And so then it went straight to the official Porsche Centre for its handover. Some people took some photos of it, and the leading PTS Instagram account picked it up and thought it was a real PTS,
Genuine PTS car.
genuine PTS car. And that for me is a real,
to be proud of, yeah.
Sign that not only is an official Porsche Centre happy to hand it over as a new car, but the pros out there really interpreted it as up to the standard of an official PTS paint
and
job.
that
So,
Porsche Centre went
well done,
through
mate.
that car top to toe before it got handed over to the client, so it passed
Bet
their
they did.
standards. So we're really happy with that.
Well done,
pleased.
dude. That's awesome.
Thank you.
All right, there we have it. Day 1 at New Logic with an entirely new bunker garage. Be sure to stay tuned. We've got some incredible cars coming through, some incredible customizations, and I'm going to show you what's going on through here next time.